Hello my dear students of the Genius School. Today we are going to study the very much important chapter from your IB, chapter number 5, Rural Development. Dear one, we know what is the importance of rural development. If we say India is divided mainly into two regions. One is urban areas and one is rural areas. Urban areas are having its own importance while the rural areas are equally important. So what is the importance of the rural area? We are not going to study, we are not going to discuss more and more about it, but we'll brief it that what is the importance according to the textbook about the rural areas. So if we talk about the rural area, then in India, out of 100% population, more than 65% people are residing, they are living into the rural areas. So the rural areas population is more. Second, the rural area, if the population is located into the rural area, then they have the various activities of earning over there. They have the various activities like especially in the primary sector. Primary sector is related with the agriculture and all the natural activities which is based on nature. So these primary activities which the rural people are doing, somehow this all the primary activities are a supportive activities for the industries, like they are providing indirectly or directly a raw material to the industries. They are providing a raw material to the industries, like cotton producers, cotton cultivators are providing a raw material to the textile industries, fruit, vegetables, those particular cultivators are providing a raw material to the food companies, means the list is long. So rural areas are mainly providing a raw material to the industrial sector. Second importance of the rural area. Because of 60% population is living into the rural areas, while they earn the money, they purchase the industrial goods, like they purchase the scooter, they purchase the television, they purchase the mobile phone. So I must say that customers, about 65% of industries are living here in the rural area. 65% consumers, they are living into where? Villages, because if the total population of rural areas is about 65%, then you can say that whatever the industrial goods industries are producing, those goods mainly sold out into the villages, into the different parts. So these people, consumers of the villages, are the givers of the profit to the industrial sector. So this is how the rural areas are very much important. Next one, the rural areas are also providing some essentials to live up the life. Whatever the essentials we need to live the life, those all the essentials are being provided by the rural areas. Next, rural areas are also a protector of the culture, of the heredity, this world. These are many things, but on the economical background, if we say this rural area is important, then this is the importance of the rural area. Okay, now let's move to the next topic, challenges of the rural areas. See, no doubt the rural areas are very much important for us, but then too rural areas are facing few issues, few problems. And what are those problems? So mainly those problems are divided into two categories. The first problem is lingering challenge and the second one is emerging challenge. Lingering challenges are those challenges which are existing into the rural area since long, since traditions. So the challenges existing since long are lingering challenges, but emerging challenges, because of modern century, because of the modernization, which new issues have been come up into the rural areas, those issues will be considered as the emerging challenges. So lingering challenges were mainly rural credit and rural marketing. These are the pre-existing issues into the rural areas, rural credit and the rural marketing. See, farmers since legacy, they are suffering from the financial issues. They don't have the financial facility or easy availability of finance from the time of Britishers. When we got independent and we slowly started and advanced, we slowly established the banking sector into the rural areas, this problem have been sorted out at some level. But yes, it can be considered as the lingering challenge because till now there are few villages in India where the issue of the financial facility to give the finance to the farmers immediately is still existing, and the rural marketing, whatever the produce will going to be produced by the villagers, whether it is any cultivation from the agriculture, whether it is any art by any artisan, whether it is any such thing that has been produced by the producers or by the people of the village, they are suffering from the issues of rural marketing. They don't know the concept of modern marketing, how to marketing their product, how to expand their market, how to reach out to the different people. Those particular idea right now right now in the society is spreading slowly, but before so many years back, marketing of agricultural crop, marketing of village goods was very much limited. So their particular goods were also limited to the limited boundaries only. Okay, so that was the lingering challenge, but there are few emerging challenges, and these challenges are important for us from the point of view of the exam. So the emerging challenges because of modernization, which emerging issues we have set up. So first is diversification of the production activity. See, in the villages, agriculture is existing or people are doing the agricultural activity since long. So to cultivate the crop is a basic thing. But now time has already come up when the people will have to diversify their products. People will have to diversify the different crops also. Like it was a time when the production of wheat or the production was rice was acceptable in all the market. But nowadays around the world, people are demanding the various type of crops, various types of vegetables, various types of fruits, various types of the flowers. So means farmers must have to diversify the cultivation activity with the primary sector. They do not have to depend on the agricultural or on the cultivation activity only, but they have to diversify, they have to change their pattern of work, and they have to diversify themselves to some other businesses, to some other activities. Like they have to diversify themselves for animal husbandry, they have to diversify themselves for the horticulture, they have to diversify themselves for organic farming. But this diversification is not that much easy. When from the legacy you are doing one thing and you are suddenly trying to change yourself, it will be needing the skill, it will be needing the education, it will be needing the fund, it will be needing the equipments. Lots of requirements will be there if you are diversifying completely yourself. So those particular diversification, I am not saying it is impossible, but because of the many hurdles like poverty, unemployment, lack of money, lack of finance, these people are unable to diversify completely into the agriculture or into the rural areas. Next is organic farming. I already said this, that organic farming is nowadays in demand. Okay, lots of people are demanding for the organic products. But those organic products comes by the organic farming, and organic farming is actually a slow process. Okay, it is chemical free process, so it takes a time, it takes the investment. Okay, so this all the things, if we have the readiness for this, then organic farming will be possible. Okay, so organic farming is also a challenge. If every single or every individual in India will set up the organic farming only, then the total production will going to reduce. And if the total production will going to be reduced, then how to cope up with the demand of 140 crore people? That is also a question mark. Okay, so these are the challenges. The solutions are there, okay, but we will study that solutions also. But right now the point is of challenges. So these are the main two challenges: lingering and emerging challenges. Now move to the next. Move to the next topic. The topic is rural people. As I said, as we studied, that they are mainly farmers. They are suffering from the financial scarcity. So actually the credit facilities have been started giving to the Indian farmers mainly after 1971, when India has set up the government sector banks in India first time. Okay, so slowly, gradually the problem have been tried to reduce by the government, but completely it has not been reduced, or completely it has not been abandoned. Okay, but yes, we can say that there are few types of the credit. This is to be remembered, that's why I have added this point here. Types of credits are short-term credit, which have the tenure of 6 months to 12 months, means about half year. Medium-term medium-term credits, that is 12 months to 5 years. Okay, this is to be remembered, years, everybody. 12 months to 1 year, where it's end, another it start. It likes continuous series. Long-term credits like it ends on 5 years, so it starts from the 5 years to 20 years. So this duration of the terms or the tenure or the time period of the particular credits we have to remember. The purpose of every such short-term, medium-term and long-term credits are very much different, but this particular thing was important, so you just focus on it, and other things you just read out by the text. Next is rural credit sources. What we studied, that farmers especially were suffering from the scarcity of finance. They were having the issues of financial facility. So now in villages, which are the sources that can be provide the financial facilities to the farmers? So these are the sources, that non-institutional and institutional. So whenever it comes in front of you, non-institutional sources are unorganized sources, okay, which has not been authorized, which do not have any particular authority or regulations or the control by any superior authority. Those particular sources are known as non-institutional sources. Like if the farmers are taking the money, if they are taking the money or taking the finance from some of the money lenders in the village or some of the trader from the village, then that could be considered as a non-institutional sources, because it is non-paper, okay, it is not decided, it is not matured also, it is not controlled also, okay, it does not have the proper rules, norms and the regulations. So non-institutional sources were there, and prior to Britishers and after to Britishers few years, Indian people were habituated to take the financial facilities or to take the financial advances from the non-institutional sources, mainly because the existing of the banking sector was very much limited at that time. But after invention of the banking sector, the people have started taking the money from the banks. Banks have started giving the subsidies, loans, credits, etc. to them. So gradually the percentage of the people from this to this have been shifted. That is a good sign, because institutional sources are exactly opposite of non-institutional. Institutional sources are completely regulated, authorized, controlled by the government. So you will not find any malpractices here into the institutional sources. Okay, so mainly institutional sources involves the cooperative credit societies. Cooperative credit societies, its name itself, cooperations, cooperative or cooperations, means it has been formed to help the farmer. Okay, it has been formed to help the farmer. It has not been formed or set up to earn the money or to earn the profit. So farmers can get the loans easily with the very much low interest from the cooperative credit societies, with that SBI and other commercial bank. SBI, which has been set up in 1955, and other commercial banks also, not only SBI but all the commercial banks or other commercial banks like Bank of Baroda, ICICI, these banks are also granting the credits to the farmers according to the law of RBI. And this is important. RRBS. RRBS is what? RRBS is actually known as regional rural banks. Okay, a complete chain of the rural banks which has been opened in the year of which 1975. It has been decided by the government that for the rural areas completely we will be needing the banks who will completely work for the rural areas only. Okay, they will not focus for any urban activities. So we need that type of bank, and so that government means RBI has set up the RRBS, regional rural banks, in the year of 1975, and widely right now it is spread into the various villages. And the NABARD. So the first of all, NABARD have been set up by the RBI again. So if you talk about RBI, then RBI has set up main two organs for the farmer. One was RRBS and the another is NABARD. Okay. So this was set up with the motive. Why this was set up and why this was set up with the different time duration. So in the year when it was set up, the objective of the RBI is, or the objective of the RBI to set up the RRBS was that we could completely spread into the villages and we will be able to give the financial facilities, or we will be helpful to the farmers by giving or granting the money as much as possible. So with that motive, RRBS have been set up. But NABARD have been not set up just to give a credit facilities only. NABARD have been set up in the year of 1982 with the objective of all agricultural tasks. Like if any canals is to be provided, then NABARD will look after that. If any subsidies required to launch, then NABARD will decide the subsidy launching. If any irrigation is required, then NABARD will only look after. If any technological advancements is required, if any invention is required, then NABARD will look after that. Means NABARD is not just for money. Okay, this RRBS is particularly to give the credits, while the NABARD is for many regions. So NABARD's main motive was what? NABARD's main motive was only that to look after for each and every single task which the rural people are needing, which the agriculture is required. And with that motive, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, NABARD, have been set up in the year of 1982. Okay, with that RBI has set up few other banks also. Like if I talk about the other banks, it is not included into that, but LDBS, which is known as Land Development Banks. Okay. So if you talk about total banks for the farmers, commercial banks first, RRBS second, NABARD third, LDBS fourth. So about 4 institutions are specially functioning into the villages for any such facilities for the farmers, for agricultural or for any other primary activities, specially into the villages. Okay, so this what is the important point for all of us from the exam point of view, guys. So you just refer this point wisely. Next is important point, rural marketing. See this question, rural marketing, and set all the points into into the sequence. This type of the questions comes in the CBSE from this point, and this have been asked many a times into the CBSE exam. So whenever it comes in front of us, rural marketing is what? To give the platform to the rural produce, whether it is agricultural product, whether it is any such other produce that has been produced by the villages, especially by the rural areas. So those particular products, when it comes to a particular platform for selling, that is rural marketing. And rural marketing involves mainly this type of point. We have to remember these points easily into the sequence in this manner. GP, GPSS. If you see the sequence, it has frequently GP, again GP, and last two times double S. So GP, GPSS. The first G means gathering of produce. The marketing processes is what? Once your cultivations gets complete, you just gather, you just assemble the product at one place. Second is processing the produce. You clean the products. You clean the produce. Whatever the things we have produced in the farm, you just clean out them. Whatever the dust or other particles are there, you just remove it and clean it. So first collection, second is cleaning. Next is grading according to the quality. Now we have to segregate the produce according to their quality. Like suppose if the mangoes have been cultivated, there are few mangoes which are the best quality mangoes you are looking at, and you have to separate it into one box. You see that there is another mangoes who, the quality of those particular mangoes are not that much good, so you just separate them into the grade B according to grade C. So according to the qualities of the produce, we have to segregate the different crops into the different areas. Next, packaging according to the buyers. Now we have segregated. Now there will be a few buyers who will be needing only A grade produce. So when they ask for the A grade produce, you just pack those particular A grade produce and you just sell them. There will be a few buyers who will be asking for the B grade produce, then you just take out the B grade produce which you have separated already and you sell them. So packaging according to the buyer's requirement. And whatever the stock, it is but obvious that all the stock that have been cultivated will not going to sold out in a day. So whatever the things will be remaining with you, you just store them wisely. So fifth step comes storing, and sixth step, whenever again you receive the order, you again go for the selling. Okay, so selling at the comfortable price. When you see that market have come to the price at comfortable price, then you just start selling the produce. So this is the process: gathering, processing, grading, packaging, storing and selling. It is like BSc. Important, another question: agricultural diversification and market risk. See, as we studied in the beginning itself, that agricultural marketing is required nowadays, because if the farmers will not going to go for the marketing of their produce, then I don't think so that they will going to get the good prices, because there are few countries in the world, they are doing the marketing of their produce, especially from the agriculture sector, like they have produced some of the industrial good. Okay, so with the same mentality, with the same philosophy and with the same policy, we must also have to start working on it. And agricultural marketing will be a very much useful for the farmer to get the good price of the produce, to get the good customers, for the customers also. Agricultural marketing will be good to get the good product, to get the qualitative product, especially from the villages. Okay, so marketing, agricultural diversification and agricultural marketing have many such advantages. But yes, this diversification of agriculture, in the beginning we said that we have to diversify the agricultural activity. We have to start animal husbandry, we have to start horticulture, we have to start organic farming, we must have to go for this, we must have to go for this option. So options are there, options are various. Okay, instead of agriculture, if we wanted to diversify, but there are few market risks against it. Market risk, like what market risk? Diversification of the crop production. There are mainly two types of the risk. Diversification of the crop production. Now it is final that crops, if we will diversify, then it will be a beneficial risk. Like instead of wheat or instead of rice, I will start cultivation of fruit, then it will be a more fruitful for me. Okay, but obvious. But will it be easy for me, or will it be easy for the farmer? Because once they diversify their produce, they need a different type of the machines, different type of the tools, different type of the setup. Okay, and maybe lower or maybe higher investment. Okay, so this all the things if are available. If nearby where you are living, suppose you are cultivating the fruits, you have started cultivating the fruits. So nearby that area, nearby your cultivation area, do you have any particular market where you can sell this particular cultivated fruits? So this all the requirements is needed. That's why diversification of crop is a challenge, and the second is diversification of production activity. One, we say that we can diversify the agriculture by diversifying different products. Second, we can diversify the agriculture by adapting the new type of the employment opportunity, or by adapting the new type of working patterns. Like production activity, instead of doing farming, if I start animal husbandry, that will be considered as diversification of production activity. Instead of doing farming, I will start horticulture, then that will be considered as diversification of production activity. Instead of agricultural activity, I go for the poultry farming, that will be also considered as diversification of production activity. But the same issues which have come up here will going to come here also. Like that much finance is available, that much credits will be possible by the government or by the sources which is there in the market. Okay, do you have that skill that you can go for the another activities? Do you have that knowledge? Do you have that market? Okay, this all the things are possible, but yes, it has its own challenges. If we go for the next, then the last point for the chapter, what is horticulture and what is organic farming? Very simple and sweet point. If you have been asked what is horticulture, so horticulture is I already explained this. Horticulture is a new type of the agricultural activity where instead of the cultivation which we are doing since long, okay, we will start another type of cultivation. Like instead of cultivation of wheat or rice or sugarcane, we will start cultivation of fruits. We can start cultivation of vegetables, we can start the cultivation of flowers. That is particularly known as horticulture. And what is organic farming? Organic farming is cultivation of the production activity or cultivation without the harmfulness. Without the harmfulness means what? When you do any cultivation activity, you mainly use the fertilizers chemical based. You mainly use pesticides which is completely chemical based. But instead of using those fertilizers, those pesticides, we can start using some of the natural substances into the agricultural activities, and we can go for more chemical free processes. Then that is organic farming. Okay, it has its own advantages, and we all are knowing mainly these 2 points. But with the exam point of view, this is to be highlighted. That's why we have taken these points. So this is your chapter, and I must say, I advise you guys that in the chapter Operation Flood and Tanwa, these are the 2 case studies which is given. It is very much useful for the exam perspective. Okay, so you just read out those 2 case studies, and we'll be meeting soon in the next video with the next chapter. Thank you.